So this is what I call the folded circle tray, like I mentioned. And I took circles and ended up folding them. But first, what you're going to do is take your circle, put it in your trimmer. I put it right into the well, like I mentioned before. If you stick it down into the well, the part where your arm of your trimmer goes, it's going to cut your circle perfectly in half. So I don't have to measure exactly where I'm cutting on my circle. Like I said, I put it right into that well and it's going to cut perfectly in half. So now what I'm going to do is take my scoring blade, and you can also do this with a multi-purpose tool and a ruler. But for this, I'm going to show you once on the trimmer with the scoring blade, and then I'll show you how to use, if you don't have this trimmer with the scoring blade, I will show you how to do it with the multi-purpose tool and the ruler. So I'll show you a few times, so don't panic. So what I do is I'm looking at this half circle, and I want to think of it like it is going to be a tree shape. So I'm going to take from this top edge, I move my trimmer, this top edge of my circle down to make a triangle. And you can kind of see, I put my clear ruler, hard to see with a clear ruler. I'm going to just make a black line. Get my black marker out so you can see. What you're going to do is I'm going to make this tree shape by folding it along that line. So I put it into my trimmer and I put that top corner edge on the cutting line, and at the width I want my tree, I put that bottom edge, and that's why I did a line for you so you could see there's going to be a triangle there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this point on the cutting line and the bottom down here on the cutting line so that I'm scoring it into like a triangle. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to fold it back. And then I'm flipping it over and I'm going to score right on the edge of this triangle. So I'm scoring this green part, but right on the edge of that triangle. So again, I'm going to put the tip point, the top point of this triangle on my cutting line, and then the straight edge of my half circle on the rest of my cutting line. And I'm going to score it again. So I'm really only scoring that green piece of paper. So now I'm going to fold it back and I have my little tree, but I'm going to flip it over. There's a little edge still sticking out over here. So again, I'm going to score it along the edge of this triangle. So I'm going to just put the tip of my triangle and the edge of that folded triangle and just score that tiny little piece at the top and then fold it back. So there's my folded tree. Pretty cool? Okay, let me show you one more time. So I'm taking the tip of my circle, the corner, the edge, and it's a half circle. So I'm taking the corner edge of that half circle. I'm putting it on the cutting line. I'm moving my circle over so that I'm going to score it over enough that I'm going to make a triangle to start. I'm scoring it, I'm folding it back. I'm flipping this over and I'm going to score along that white edge line. So I'm just going to put that along my cutting line. When I fold this back, it'll just score it along that green side of the paper. And I'm folding it back. And then one more time, I'm flipping it over and I'm going to score along this triangle piece.
The dimensions, Alice, that's a 6-inch circle, and it looks like your first angle is to create a 2-inch triangle. Horizontally.
It could be 2-inch, it could be wider, and I'll show you on the next one that it's wider. So
Okay.
this, it's basically a tree. Once you have it all scored and folded, it comes out to a tree, and you can make it a little wider. So again, if I take my circle, put it in that well and cut it in half, because I want, I would need the blade to cut rather than the scoring blade. So I put it in that well, and I'm going to cut my circle in half. Now I'm going to go back to my scoring blade. And now if I want a wider tree, because these are pretty skinny, see how narrow those are? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the corner, that pointed edge of my half circle on the cutting line, and I'm just going to move it over so that it's going to be a wider triangle. It's not really that wide. There we go. We'll do it a little wider. Okay. So now when I fold it, it's just a little bit wider than my original. So it doesn't really matter. It's not a science on how skinny or wide you want it. If you want a wider circle, you're just going to move this scoring edge over further and then flip it over, and you're going to score on that edge that's left and move it back. So now you have it's a little bit wider of a tree. Isn't that a cool idea? And then once you tape it down, you're going to just put some tape under each one of those folds and fold the and fold it. And I even have this little tiny edge here. Oh, too much tape. There we go. So you can see I'm making just taping my trees together by putting tape under each one of those folds. Tape on my mat that's gonna annoy me. There we go. So each tree, some are a little narrower. The one is a little bit wider. And then you can go super wide. Again, putting that point. It's just a matter of how many times you want the tree to be folded back and forth. So this one's a whole lot wider. Well, maybe not a whole lot. I guess there's only so wide you can go with it, but it's a little wider than the others. And there you go. Here's your little forest of trees. Super cute, super easy idea. We can even overlap some. Make a little forest out of it. And that's your folded circle trees.
That's really cute. So Alice, I know I'm going backwards, but I proved the hypothesis. I replaced with the